Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good morning, Divyanshu. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. So Divyanshu, how are you doing today?
It was good, ma'am.
Okay. So we're gonna just wait for a few minutes for the interview to join in. Okay.
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 Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Divyanshu. I think your webcam is off,
Uh,
or maybe because of the network issue, like the face is not visible. No.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, hi, Ritika. I think the student joined, but
Just a
because
second. Candidate left the chat.
uh, he was there, but his face was not visible and the voice was glitchy. So I think he went away to rejoin, but right, yet to he has to rejoin.
Okay. So he told you that he'll be rejoining, right?
No, he didn't do anything. He just I asked like your webcam is not visible, so he said okay, sir, I'm checking. Then he just left the chat.
Okay. Let's wait for 2 minutes. Otherwise, I'll just call him.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. Hi, Divyanshu.
uh, Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, right now your face is visible. Although the network is not so stable, but yeah, we can continue.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, hi Divyanshu. First of all, good morning. So my name is Moni Projit, and I would be your interview for today. So how are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling excited.
Okay. So that's good actually. So yeah, if you could start with your like small introduction. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, good morning, sir. I am Divyanshu Shukla. I am master's student in computer science engineering department at IIT Roorkee, and
Okay.
I have completed my bachelor's from Kirati Sultanpur, where I was gold medalist in the computer science department.
Mhm.
And previously, I got the chance to work on a startup named at Legal Channel, where I have worked on few technologies like Node.js, Bootstrap, and Ajax and JavaScript.
Yeah. Okay.
And currently, I'm working on blockchain
Mhm.
for my MTech thesis. And for few achievements, I have got a few scholarship in my bachelor's for academic performance, and currently I am interested in metaverse and blockchain only.
That's quite impressive. Like all the topics we have covered, that's like huge diversity is there. You are doing like front-end web development and also blockchain, and of course IoT. So that's quite impressive. Okay, so coming forward, so I see the recent one, the is that vehicle tracking system using IoT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you could provide me an overview of your like tracking system and its main objectives.
Okay, so in this tracking system, we use the Arduino devices and other needed IoT devices to make a device, or you can set as a system, uh, which we will put on some vehicle, and we can track its location in the real time using through some Google API. Basically, if there is a system on some vehicle and it needs some, we will provide some external power supply to that system. Uh, then, then there runs whenever the time the system run, the API start on the server side, and it will
Okay.
send, it will connect it to the Google API, and with Google API we can get the exact location of the device or where the vehicle is, and
Mhm.
uh, and actually we have a feature of the calling system too. Like there is a
Okay.
button on the device where if you put that button, then there would be call on the number that we have put it in the Arduino device as a hard code, so that we can use it in the safety purpose too. Like if some women or some children are going outside, then it can be used to track them also, so that when they are in danger, they can use it as a safety or SOS signal to their parents, which help their parents to provide whatever needful to them at that moment. Um,
Mhm.
so, and in future, we thought making the device smaller, because currently it needs Arduino device as well as the GPS device, which was quite big. But in future, we thought we will make it as a single device, somewhat.
Okay, so considering that the overall size of the device will be the priority which you will be keeping in mind in the future enhancement, and the second like improvement in terms of like its working, so that will be also faster. So these two aspects you would be considering in the future enhancement, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like did you encounter any issues with the data latency also or reliability, or and how did you address these challenges in your tracking system?
Actually, there was some problem with uh, fetching the locations, basically when we start the integration of the Google API with our current system. which was different and mm, actually we faced the problem in designing some dashboard where in the where we are like getting the values for latitude and longitude, and then we are converting that latitude and longitude on some Google API page so that we can see where exact the correct person is. So that time we faced the like we were not sure like how to send the value of latitude and longitude to the API system. So that part was tricky for us. But other than that, reliability and other aspects are good.
Okay, so that's good actually. So you basically know like where you need to specifically work more in this project to make it a more better version in your second 2.0, which you will be releasing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, coming to your like internship which you did at Legal Shala. So like,
Yes.
can you describe the role and responsibilities as a full stack developer intern? You were a full stack developer intern, na? There. So
Yes, sir.
like, what roles and responsibility you played, and and one incident when you acted like a when there was a project was stuck, so you came out with something extraordinary, so like that.
Yeah. So actually, my responsibility was early to work on the front end, to basic things like tracking the API for so that we can get the count of the users, ki how many users are currently in the website, and thereon the task keeps on changing, like designing the pages for the challenges, just like the challenges pages in the hacker. We try to just copied it from that so that it would be a great design. And
Okay.
after that, I worked on the server side for writing the some API, JavaScript APIs too, like how to fetch the data and how to pass the data into MySQL, and also I lead the team for the code optimization. Whenever we think like we have done with the current phase, then we all come together and we look for the queries where we can reduce it, like basic queries like if we are using the redundancies or not in the database. We look for that, and we also try to minimize uh, the code base as much as possible. Like there were many code which are fetching the same thing, so we try to store it somewhere so that we don't need to fetch it again and again. Uh,
Okay,
that way.
so reusability of that code aspect, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So again, coming to like your project, so like, could you provide me an example of a specific project or task that you worked on? Like, it could be something related with the user registration page, or if I talk about server side, it could be related to authentication. So, like specifically, like on which specific part of the project you work? Some example.
Okay, so basically, sir, I started working on the login and registration pages, and writing the queries for storing the data, like whatever data is fetched from the client side, and to storing it to the MySQL server. And after that, I work on writing some promises and JavaScript JavaScript modules for like backend type, like uh, mm, just like some regex expression to like validate. You can set like if there is password is 8 digits or not, password follow the pattern or not, and after that uh, mostly actually I interested in the front end part because front end was something creative, and I was involved in designing the blocks, like how the blocks will be shown on the website, like what would be the width, what would be the length, and what would be the color. Basically, the every smallest detail that I can think of, like what would be the font of the website, and what would be the logo, and what would how the pages would be rendered from one page to another page, and what options should be provided to the user, whether they can delete the block, edit the block, or whatever, and integrating the basically the text. Actually, I don't remember the name what it calls. Like where the users write the block, basically integrating that part, and
Okay.
yes, please.
So yeah, since you mentioned about promises, so like what specific role does promises play in JavaScript?
Yeah. So in promises, sir, like uh, when the when we make the request and request got some data, then the promises basically like they store the data for like, actually I'm not getting the correct term. Um,
Like think in terms of asynchronous task, maybe in that way you can get some.
yeah. So sir, for synchronous, like uh, it was more about random things. Mm, random like uh, actually I'm not getting that down.
Okay, so like maybe you can think in terms of like it provide a structured way to work with the asynchronous operation in that way.
Okay. Um,
Okay, so like other thing, like what is the concept of closures in JavaScript?
Sorry.
Closures, closures,
Uh,
closures.
actually, closer. Actually, no, I don't even remember that. I think.
Okay, and like what is the difference between null and undefined in JavaScript?
Yeah. So null is something like which is not even initiated, and we are just providing declaring it as a null. And undefined, that means the data, uh, the data thing that we can't say something about the data, like we don't know what the type of the data is. Currently, yeah, whatever the API is fetching is not defined. Basically, it is not defined in the simple word, and we are not sure about it.
Yeah, that is correct actually. So then coming you to the next part, you have used jQuery also. So like what is the difference between text and val methods?
Text and bell method.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, actually, I have knowledge of the text method, but not the well method. So,
Okay,
uh,
text one you can try. Text method.
so basically, text method are for the DOMs. Like uh, we try to manipulate the like whatever the data
Okay.
is coming in jQuery.
Okay. So like it's somewhat related to like text method retrieves or sets the text content of an element. Similarly, val method, like I'm telling you, it will be related with the form elements such as input fields.
Okay.
Okay. So one more question with that bootstrap. So like, did you implemented some of the like created some of the elements in your front end part with the bootstrap? I hope you must have used from the bootstrap framework or library.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So
For button, okay. Button and
okay,
the
so I hope you must have used some nav bars and some like grid system in your project.
yes, sir.
Okay, so like what is the difference between call MD4 call and call SM4?
Call MD4 and call SM4.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, sir,
I
I think the S and M stand for the sizes of the block. Like,
Yes, sizes of the block. Yeah, that is actually correct. But size of block wouldn't be the justice with this word. Like something different. Size of the like
uh,
uh, like it is
like
related with yes, yeah. Of course, it is related with size of the block, but that MD and SM has a different meaning in this thing.
okay. Uh, Actually, I think MD, we have the three MD blocks in a row,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and for SM we have four.
No, it's not like that. Okay. Like, have you that link for the coder pad you must have received on Gmail?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, once open and see if it is visible what I have written. In line number 13, I have written something. Yeah, you have joined. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So these two terms I asked. So first of all, uh, first part you said like it was partially correct. Like MD stand for medium devices, SM for small devices. So it will
Okay,
decide. Okay. So that particular device how it will behave. So that's actually the correct notation for this word. Okay.
okay,
And we that second partner you told like this will be divided into three blocks and this one four blocks, so that's actually not correct. So both of them will be divided into three parts because
okay,
like total there are 12 units in one row, so it will be divided by the number n which is written in the last, so 12 units by 4 means three blocks.
okay. Yes, sir.
So this is how it will go. Okay, anyway, you have used, I know, so it sometimes it happens we tend to forget, like you have done in the like 1 year back I believe. So
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so I think this was from the project part. Okay, so yeah, your priority language is C++, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll be giving you one question. Okay. Okay. I will explain you the question. So here you need to take one binary matrix with, of course, row and column. That will be m into n. That will be filled with zeros and one, and you need to find the largest square. Yeah. You need to find the largest square containing only ones and return its area. Let's say first matrix you took like first row was 10100, and then again next row was 10111, and similarly last. So here you can scrap out a matrix of where there are like four ones are there together. So that will give you a square matrix 1111. So total area will be 4 because 4 blocks are there. Next one you see 0, 1 and 1, 0. So here there is no possibility of creating a square which contain only 1 because a 0 will come. So output will be 1. Then again last one 0, only one value is here. So of course you can't step out any like one square containing only 1. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the basic aim being in the overall matrix, you need to find out a square having maximum area containing only one. In the second
Yes.
example, you see when you write on paper 0110. Okay, let me. Okay, Yeah. You see, I've written in that C++ tab only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second example, it will look like 0, 1, 1, 0.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, uh, the maximum possibility only a single square can have with only
Mm-hmm.
one. So
One.
output will be one, one.
Mm-hmm.
In the next question, if you draw light all these lines, na, so you will observe like this somewhere in the right six ones will be there.
Mm-hmm.
So the maximum you can create will be a square with like this four ones. So the output will be four. Like that you need to do.
Okay. Actually, sir, I can return some example.
Yeah, of course, sir.
Okay. What would be the answer for this?
Here, since we are looking for square, so only one again only one possible, na? Because
Yeah.
if you yeah after only one single square, next possibility will be of a one 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 one. So that will one that is not possible here. Yeah, if you see,
Okay.
if you take two ones together, it will become a rectangle because length
Yes.
is one, height is breadth is two. So we
Yes.
need to return only square, largest square.
Okay.
Yeah, so it will be like one square, so one, two square, so four, so four ones, then three square, then three into three square is possible. So like that.
Okay.
Mhm. Give it a try first. You need to say like what is your approach, what algorithm you will use, and then we will see with the solution aspect.
Okay. Sir, can I write the comments in, like whatever I'm thinking or what?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, sure. It's you can use your this space also or your personal rough copy anywhere. Yeah.
so, sir, currently I'm thinking like this. Uh, Firstly, we are going to traverse the whole 2D matrix, and
Okay. Mm-hmm.
if we find some one, and then we will look for its neighbor, and if all neighbors are one, then
Mm-hmm.
I will increment the count. Like
Count.
initially, it will be the one for the
Mhm.
like uh,
Uh, like
uh,
single square. Yeah,
yeah, single
single
square.
square. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And after checking the neighbors, if all of them are ones, then we will increment the count. And
Mm-hmm. and you need to see if the count is like in that square value. That is a key part, because I told now, like if you see the pattern, like first largest area possible will be one single square, then next square area will be 1 1 1 1, so that will be 2 into 2 type of square, so area will be 4. Then next will be 3 into 3 square, so that will be 9. So that you can check in the consecutive like count value, like how it is, in what number it is coming, like that. So
Yes,
which
sir.
if, yeah, it is clearly a square or not of a number. So that is a key part, like hint for this question.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sir, can we do this like this? Uh, we can look for
Mhm.
each squares in the matrix. Like, uh, firstly, we will see what is the length and breadth. That means if the whatever the minimum of length or breadth, that would be the maximum
Mhm.
size possible of the square. Like
Okay.
like if there is a 3 cross 4, then possibility is that at max the square can be of the 3 cross 3, not more than that. So we can start from 3 cross 3 and check all the 3 cross 3 blocks in the matrix. If they satisfy, then it can be a square. Otherwise, we will go for the 2 cross 2. Then at last, we will look for 1 cross 1 in that way, like higher to
Yeah,
lower.
yeah. That way you can, of course, proceed. So of course it will miss some of the part, but yeah, for this question, yeah, you can proceed with that.
Okay. Sir, I think I should write some code. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I've given you that solution part C for the maximum square. Yeah.
So here I am declaring the length and breadth of the matrix, and after that I find the minimum of them. Now
Okay.
I think I can use some loop for like for running from maximum to the one, like square
Yeah, of
size.
course, a loop will come, so you can check for the transition part, like when you will be like moving from one to next.
Yes, sir. Now I'm thinking about traversing inside the matrix
Yeah.
for each block.
Yeah, I think Divyanshu, your screen is stuck from that line or 25. Or are you writing?
Yes, actually I'm writing in the copy.
Oh, okay, then fine. I thought there is network issue, so yeah, that's why I was. Yeah, take your time. No.
Actually, sir, problem that I'm facing is that like um, uh, when we look for the blocks, like if if we are looking for the block of like 3 cross 3 in
Mhm.
a matrix of 3 cross 4, then firstly we'll start with the zeroth index and go to
Yeah,
the
last
second
of that particular
second
second. Yeah, second. Yeah,
yeah, second index for the 3 cross 3, and after that we will start from 1 and go to the third third index.
correct. Mhm.
So like how each time I can increment that starting point. I'm thinking about that thing.
Okay,
Like
so
I have the like we can check whether it is 0 or 1 or not by looking in the block size. That's fine. But how to start with like from 0 from 1? Like I'm facing difficulty in that part.
okay, I understand. So like you know exactly how to take that square, but how to do the traversing part, or like so that you can accumulate that particular square.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for that, like maybe you can do with a different approach. Like maybe you can use a stack, or maybe you can use for a DP programming. So that way, that different kind of like alternative approach or solution you might be having for this question. That's what I can suggest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Into DP.
think like of course this is a like little bit lengthy question, but interesting one too. So if you could think in terms like which particular solution will fit here, which upload. So yeah, half the work will be done. So that's it.
Okay. I think DP would be a good one because
Mhm.
in DP if we start from the uh, like smallest part, and like if we know that zeroth index 0 comma 0 is 1, then
Mhm.
then then we can definitely say that there is a block of one size which is square, and
Okay.
now we have to just look for the size of 2, size of 3, size of 4.
Mhm.
In that way we can use the previous data here.
Okay. So one thing I can give you one small hint, like you can take two matrix sizes, like first two integers. One will be storing the size of the overall matrix first thing. Then again you will be taking other integer which will be storing the zeroth like first like zeroth element size. Then what you can do, like you can start reversing for like first with the row I equal to 0, and then again for the column. Then that way you will be checking if either of them like I equal to 0, like then or j equal to 0, or the metric is 0, then you will assign that dp matrix as that way you can check for the zeros. Otherwise you will store that value in the final matrix. So that way there will be different kind of matrix with having only ones, and you will check which is the maximum one. So and finally you can take out the idea uh, like that.
Okay. So what we are doing in the second matrix, like for in first one, we are looking for the zeros and ones, and for the second
Yeah,
one,
like you will using two integer. One will be the telling the overall the size of the matrix, and other one will be like zeroth element size, like with the very first only the matrix which contains only zero. So that way you can maybe compare and like take a solution.
okay, Actually, sir, I'm not getting the like intuition, exact intuition. Like,
Okay, no issue, Divyanshu. I'll be sharing you the link for this particular question. Maybe after this, like once the interview gets over, na, you can like refer to this site. There are different solutions with the stack and DP. So
okay,
maybe yeah, maybe in the winter then you can practice. Otherwise, your approach you told that was partially correct. So that's why I suggested you use stack or DP. So that way you can restructure your solution maybe after that because it's a lengthy question. So of course it will take little time to at least come to the half part of the solution. So that's what like how you need to do. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay. So yeah, Devanshu, since we were talking so much about DP and different in this particular question, so like make me aware like what you know about DP and what is memorization and how it is helpful.
Okay. So, sir, DP stand for dynamic programming. So, in this, firstly, there are the two main things that that says that there should be the TP. Like first one is the recursion and second one is the optimal structure. So basically, whenever we approach some problem, then we will look whether it can be broken down into smaller problems or not. And for breaking it,
Mhm.
for looking that whether it can be broken into smaller problems or not, we look for the recursion part. Like if we are finding the GCD of some number, then we think like of uh, of a mathematical theorem uh, in which we have to subtract the larger number from the smaller number. So we find that some pattern like if we keep on breaking the problem in the smaller part, then it can be solved easily. So first sign was of DP is recursion, and for the second sign we look for the optimal substructure, in which we look whether the recursion tree is kind of uh, 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 what's the term? Like it is it is calling for the same thing many times. Uh, Basically redundancy of the calls, and
Like
if there
yeah,
is a
so yeah, data didn't so like we don't need to spend extra time to
yeah
reuse the data. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, after seeing these two signs, we can say that this is the DP problem. And for the memorization, it is like we are storing the data so that we can make some queries based on the some problem. Like we know that the we know that like what like full structure of whatever the problem is, just like if we are need to find the prime numbers and we are given to find the ns prime number, then we are memorizing the range, memorizing for the range, like for in this range how many prime numbers are possible. Then we will form a table and put the flag or signal whatever it may be, uh, that this number is prime or not. And we after making that table we can just easily query that table for the value, and the same thing is happen in the memorization too. Like we will store the values for the smaller numbers, like if we have to find the value for n cross n, then firstly we will start with the 1 cross 1, just uh, basically it is a bottom up, like bottom up approach, in which we start with the smallest problem and then build it build up on then the smaller problem to get the solution to the larger problem in that way.
Okay. Yeah, valid enough. Yeah. So then again, there are different sorting techniques. So if you could compare between the quick sort and merge sort in terms
Yeah.
of their time complexity, stability, and like space complexity, like on the this metrics, maybe you can compare. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, basically, quick sort, quick sort is a in place. Like we don't need to use some other array or any auxiliary array for performing the operations. And in merge sort, we need an extra space for like breaking the parts, breaking it into the parts, like and coming to the quick sort, basically in quick sort we have a pivot element, and around that pivot element we will divide. We keeps on dividing uh, the basically we call what we call vector or array or matrix, whatever we can use, and it keeps on happening till all the elements get to their exact positions. And in merge sort we keep on dividing until
So that's basically a divide and conquer strategy which we follow, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And until they get to the single element, and after getting to the single element, then we start comparing these two elements at each time, and to see whether 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 they are greater than equal to or whatever relation we can use for that.
Okay.
Uh,
So two questions. First of all, what do you think? Which will be a better approach in like in daily practice? Like which should we use regularly? Quick sort or must sort?
Actually, sir, quick sort, because quick sort is somewhat, I think, faster as compared to merge sort. Maybe I'm little biased about the space thing, uh, because in the merge sort we know that it is going, no matter how the array is, whether it is sorted or unsorted or anything, it does not depend upon the input. It is going to take the n log n. But with the quick sort, if the array is already sorted, then it will go for the maximum time like n square. And if it is not sorted and we are going for the random time, then it can be n log n. But sir, recently I have read somewhere, like if we can do something with the pivot thing, like
Okay.
if you are not setting the pivot and it is randomized, then we can reduce the complexity of the quick sort. So I think quick sort is somewhat better than the merge sort. Basically, I'm not currently remembering the exact time complexity, but I can think it is better than the somewhat better than the n log n.
Okay. Yeah, that's true actually because you see, quicksort is good in terms of cache performance, and merge chart you need additional proportional space compared to the input to for the input size for its merge step. Like you are creating an extra step. True.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's where quicksort becomes handy for the real life question. So yeah, you were correct. Okay.
Yes.
Now, one more thing, there is a concept of hash maps. So, do you know what are hash maps and what is the concept of hash collision in hashing?
Yes. So, sir, basically hash maps are the data structure for the JavaScript, but in C++ we have an ordered map and ordered map, and in the hashing, collision occur when two entities are pointing to the same position in the table.
Hmm.
So basically, there will be some hash function which after performing like whatever the algo or whatever the rule, uh, give us some output. Based on the output we will put that input into that block, like whatever, like if our hash is like, if the input is I, then we will put it to the I plus 3 block. Like if the number is 0, then we'll put it to the third block. In that way, we can find something like, if there are the 10 entities, like from 0 to 9, and if we are putting the 0 in the third block, then there would be definitely some repetition of some number. Like if I can imagine, for 0 if it is 3, for 7 it is 0, for 10, yes sir, for 0 and 10 there would be the collision in the table which will be pointing to the same position. And for solving this collision we can use some techniques, like actually that those techniques, like we can look for the uh, uh, next unfilled space for putting that value. And like this, there are some techniques to solve this collision problem.
Yeah, maybe you can use chaining or open
Yeah,
addressing.
yeah,
Correct?
change. Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, valid enough. Okay, so yeah, apart from this DSA aspect, like I believe since you have completed first year in your like CS MTech, and also so you must have like then you must have read some of the topics of the CS like operating system, DVMS, or
Yes, sir.
yeah. So like may I start with what operating system, one or two questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like first of all, what is the concept of multi-threading and how it is useful?
Yeah. So, sir, threats concept evolved from the thinking that process is not the actual thing. We can divide the process in the further parts. That's what the main thinking, I think, because the threat represents the program in education. Because if some program is running, then there can be multiple parts of that program that are running simultaneously, and these paths, like whatever task we are doing, are set to be threads. And if we are running multiple threads at the same time using a multiprocessor CPU or whatever thing available in the system, then it will definitely increase our performance and throughput. Like we are doing the more jobs in the given time. And in multi-threading, we are running the multiple threads, basically the multiple parts of the program at the same time. That's the term for multi.
Okay, correct enough. So there's a concept in process synchronization called semaphore and mutex. So have you heard this
Yeah.
term before?
Yes, sir.
So if you could like explain what these two terms mean,
Yeah.
semaphore
So
and mutex.
okay, fine, right. So, sir, semaphore and mutex concept come to avoid the uh, problem of, like, if multiple processes are updating and using the same resource, then there should be like consistency, or there should not be like uh, inconsistency between the data thing. If somebody is updating it to 5 and somebody is decreasing it to 4, then it's not be like inconsistent, like at the end after performing all the operations. So the concept of the semaphore and mutex come in the picture, and mutex stand for basically 0 or 1 thing. uh, yeah, and semaphore can be like few integer values, and mutex is basically for like log system. Like if the mutex value is 0, then that process cannot enter into the critical section, because the critical section is basically the thing, that part of the program in which multiple processes are using the same data. And to avoid the inconsistency, we can use the mutex as a log for stopping the process to enter and releasing the process. Basically, mutex are uh, just like, see, if it is
Mhm.
0, then process cannot enter, and it is 1, then process can enter. And for semaphore, we have two type of semaphore. The first one is the binary semaphore, and second one, if I remember correctly, uh, it is integer semaphore. Yeah, so I think integer semaphore, because integer
It's
semaphore.
actually counting semaphore.
Oh, sorry, counting semaphore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So counting semaphore, we can have any particular integer like 7, 6, or 5, because that integer represents how many processes can update that particular value. And for the binary semaphore, we can have only 0 or 1. So somewhat binary semaphore and mutex are kind of similar thing.
Yeah, correct. Okay, coming to the DBMS part, so like we generally start with the SQL queries when we learn. So we get some questions like there is an employee table, you need to find out the like maximum salary. So let's say if I ask you to find the second maximum salary, so what approach you will follow?
Okay.
Yeah, without query also, if you could like satisfy me with your approach, then also that is okay.
Okay.
like actually three approaches are there. One, my approach, what I used to follow, that I will tell you. So maybe then you can think like what I used to do. Like let's say four employees are there. So you will take out like you will subtract the salaries of like A with B, B with C, C with D, and ultimately D with A. So that way you will get four differences. So where the difference will be the maximum, in the case where you have subtracted with the maximum with the second maximum, so there the difference will be also maximum, correct?
Yeah.
So you have got those two, let's say A and C are there, so these two are, let's say have the maximum difference. So then you
Mhm.
can compare A and C, so you will see, okay, C is greater than A, oh then A is the second maximum. So this is one approach. So maybe you can think of the other approach.
Okay.
Maybe you can use limits.
Yes, sir. Limits. I'm thinking about that limit thing. Uh, Actually, I was thinking like that. If we can find the top two
Mhm.
by using the limit.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we you need to use actually.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, coming to your computer network part. So like, if you could list down two difference between IPv4 model, the older one, and the new one, IPv6 model.
Difference between these two. Okay.
Yeah.
So uh, actually, in the older model, there were the 7 layers, and I think in the newer model there were the 5 layers, and
Mhm.
the layers are like this. The physical layer. Mm,
No,
sir, I can
actually,
write.
that is not a valid difference in this context. Think in terms of like what utility or benefit IPv6 came after IPv4, or maybe you can think in terms of spacing, like which is a has a like longer bit address or which is a less bit address, like that way.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, IPv6
Mhm.
is bigger than IPv4 because in IPv4 we have 64 bits, if I'm not wrong, and IPv4, yeah, 64 bits, and IPv6 we have 128 bits, and it includes the payload part, security part, uh, and dedicated geolocation part where this location coming from, and earlier it was just ABCD division in
Mhm.
IPv4, uh, like for class A, class B, class C, class D, and these classes represent different uses. Like if we are uh, choosing the class A, then we have the biggest network possible, and basically it uh, and after B, we are using the B part like 196 point something. So that's come under the B, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, B
Okay,
part.
so yeah, like you listed down three things. So like one is a security inbuilt part and one extra feature. So second and third difference is correct. First one, it's partially correct. Okay, of course IPv6 is larger, but IPv4 is not 64-bit but 32-bit. So that's
Okay.
numerically that IPv4 part was incorrect. So yeah, okay, Divyanshu, I think I have covered most of the aspects considering like your CS part. So yeah, this brings us to the closer of our interview. So now it it's open to you. So you can ask me any suggestion or feedback which you think would be helpful for you. So yeah, you may ask.
Yeah. So, sir, firstly, I wanted to ask about my communication skills. Like,
Mhm.
uh, what would be your like suggestions if I
Review.
can improve?
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah.
second one,
Mhm.
like, uh, actually, sir, like this field of IT sector is so evolving. So sometimes I feel uh, whether I'm going into the right direction or not. Like in what phase? like I'm following the right technologies or not. Like, so
So yeah,
can you?
you get like flabbergasted, like if it is like correct or not correct.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So first part, coming to your personal aspect, like communication wise. So yeah, two things I will tell you. Like first is the way you present your ideas. So that there is a, of course there is a clarity. Like you are using that words or vocab which are almost correct, which needs to be fit in that particular answer of that question. And also you are confident enough, so you are not hesitating before like transferring your ideas like about that particular question. But at the same time there is a negativity, like when you see humans are trained, like when you speak something and we listen, so the person who is listening, so you need to take in mind if that answer to that question is too much lengthy, so I will miss some part of that question and I will become a little bit bored. So let's say if I ask you related to something with like I asked several questions in DS and computer science now. So in semaphore mutex also. So you need to see like okay how you can cut down to that thing to 3 to 4 sentences or 4 sentences. So if you will use too much elaborative way to explain that thing, so that the person who is listener who is listening now, so his concentration little bit it like fuses away like for that one question I asked for that I remember in OS only. So that question could have been cut down to okay, the required parts only. Okay, so this is semaphore and this is mutex. So this is it is divided into two parts. So this is ND. And same way in the project part also. So like with limited explanation and useful things, you can make that particular presentation uh, more soothing to the ears, the person who is listening. So he will be interested in asking more questions like that.
Yeah,
So that's the presentation aspect, but of course, the way your accent and all those things that is okay. That there, of course, communication that way that is fine. But yeah, I am talking specifically on the presentation. How do you present the answer to that question so that the person who is listening, so his
yeah.
interest is there in that listening to that solution. Yeah, that thing.
Okay.
And yeah, second part, yeah, you are perplexed or confused, like whether you are going to the right direction or not in the IT field, that since it is evolving. So yeah, that way I can told, yeah, that is a genuine doubt with a person who is in the final year or who is pursuing. So he may get like doubts whether he is doing the justice with the field he has chosen or the right technology. So yeah, in that way, of course, see, uh, the we never know like how the AI will evolve or the future will take place. But right now, you know the market, like which technology is in demand. So that way you have taken this project. So that's what it's in your hands. So that you need to just keep in mind with good faith you are working. So you will definitely get good results. So that's how it happens. So I tell you like example of that. You can if you could relate like different people study for the UPSC exam. So there are the times like people who are giving 4 to 5 years of exams. So they know all the question is bank, but that particular year that question doesn't comes in the exam, so that hit ratio is not there. And the person who is appearing with the very first or second attempt, so maybe he went with that particular set of topic or questions, so that giving me a more advantage. So that's a little bit 10 to 20% luck side, but both of them come with the same labor and same effort. So that's what in your hands. So just you can focus on what you have for the first.
Okay. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice answer, sir. Sir, actually,
yeah.
at the last question, if you have to rate my resume, then how will you rate out of 10?
Okay, let me again re already I have like read one. So if you're asking specifically like rating out of 10, okay, let me again see. Okay, this one. You see, there are like 2 to 3 crucial aspects like the content. So content wise, you have listed down the like key information where your hobbies, internship projects. So that is a plus one for that. Then again, presentation wise, whether it is the words used, that unnecessary words are not used, and only the crucial words are used. So that is two plus one for that. And again, comprising the overall presentation and look wise. So yeah, maybe that look wise presentation wise you can change, because you see today people are using some tools or apps to make it more like more presentable or like that way. So yeah, that way you plus 1/2 for that. So overall, I'll mark it a 8 out of 10. So yeah, that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
yeah. I think yeah. So yeah, Ritika, it's yours. You can ask from the back. Yeah. Hello.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah,
Funi, for joining us in. You may drop the call. I have few
yeah.
questions for the batch.
Okay.
Yeah, hello, Divyanshu. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, you are audible.
So, okay. So, Divyanshu,
Mhm.
how are you feeling after your interview?
Yes, it was a good experience because if you have somebody uh, which is acting as an exact interviewer, then you can break down the feeling of the nervousness.
Mm-hmm.
So you are more confident, like yes, I can do it. So that part, I feel it was good. It was good.
Okay, that's nice. So, like, how was your experience with the mock interview session? How it started, and can you just give me a brief about it? Like how were you questioned, and how did you give answers?
Okay, so firstly it started with the introduction part, like about
Mm-hmm.
what what my background is, and after that he asked for the technical aspect about my projects, like what I have done in my projects and
Mm-hmm.
what problems which I have faced, and after that section we come to the DSA coding part, which was good because it was a good platform for mutual basically mutual writing, and questions were good enough to b- let me brainstorm for the some time, and the platform was good, so there were no lag, and after that
Mm-hmm.
interviewer asked me for some serious fundamental questions, which were basically fundamental, basic, basic. So so it was a good experience, and that's how the interview went. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have any specific feedback for the interviewer?
Uh, Feedback. Yeah, it was a fine. It was fine, ma'am. I don't think anything can be much better than this, to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because it covered all the things, and I have already given interviews before this interview, but none
Okay.
of those were so structured like this interview, because sometimes I feel the interviewer was more on the project part, but in this interview it was all fine and well covered in 1 hour time, and so I think it was a good, well structured interview, so 10 out of 10 from my side, I think.
Okay. And the feedback that you received, do you think that will be helping you in the coming interviews for you?
Yes, ma'am, it will definitely help me.
Okay. So lastly, I just wanted to ask, like, based on your experience, do you think like such mock interviews would be helping everyone else as well before their placements?
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely everyone should try this, because if you are well aware of the situations and what kind of questions can be asked, then it would be definitely easier for you to appear in the real time interview, because it will give you confidence, and it will make you little aware of the how things can be done, and what can be goes wrong, what can be goes right in that way too.
Okay. Fine, Divyanshu. I think that's all from my end. Hopefully, the feedback that you have received, you'll be taking that in consideration and it will help you in acing your coming interviews.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.